Yesterday's game about not playing Jason Tatum a single minute. Jason's going to play. Every game's going to be different based on matchups. He's a total pro. He's first-team All-NBA 3 years in a row. I felt like an idiot not playing him. But, 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10 players. You really can't. So, Paul, what does it tell you that Jason Tatum didn't play at all in our first real game?
It's one of two things. It's either he got a dislike for the Celtics. Well, but that's hard to believe. We got 3 Celtics on the Olympic team. Listen, man, hey, I don't know how you forget about Jason Tatum, a first-team All-NBA player. But you know what? It's a conspiracy theory all day long. Like with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, man. Coach Spo is over there like, hey, look, we're not going to play Jason today. You know that Miami Celtic rival. He over there like, hey.
No.
Nah, you know what? I'm sure they probably had a conversation. I'm actually happy that Jason didn't play, man. You got to understand. He played longer than anybody that's on Team USA.
Except his players.
Except his players, but he the focal point of his team, playing the most minutes, he's played all year. I'm not even mad that Jason didn't play. I'm sure they probably had a discussion like, rest you a little bit more, or maybe he went to him and said, I need a little bit of rest. I don't know. He made it seem like he forgot about Jason Tatum on the bench. But that could be one of two things. It could be him, let me see what I got in KD. And when KD came out on fire like that, it was hard for him to go deeper into the rotation. Because they all play the same position. Tatum, KD, LeBron, Anthony Edwards. So, that's the deepest position on their team right there. So, I don't even mind that Tatum didn't play, man. Rest of these guys been well-rested. The Laker guys been well-rested. They've been out since they've been finished since April.
Man, it's one of those deals where he's got to look at his rotation. Got to look at the opponent.
I had nothing to do with that.
What is the opponent? Are they big? Do we need to play all 3 bigs? We want to go small with the guards.
No.
Those sort of things. That's what the man is saying.
Yeah,
so I have to take that with a grain of salt to a degree and be able to say, okay. Then he said he's going to play in South Sudan. He didn't forget that he was on the bench. He got assistant coaches that could tell you, hey, man, we need to get JT in. So he didn't forget.
Who was saying it? Spo right there, though, too.
No, but
that's who was saying it.
He said that.
You think he was endorsing Tatum?
He said he talked to him early, and that's the thing that I respect the most.
No.
Is if you come to me and you say, you know what, it's not, we're going to do something different tonight, just tonight, then I can respect that. But if he didn't say anything to him at all, he just left him sitting on the bench, wondering and twiddling his thumbs, then that's when it becomes a problem with a player. But Steve Kerr, being a player and a coach and a general manager, knows how to communicate with these guys, it seems like. And so if he could communicate with Tatum and be able to tell him, this is not your night, but somebody else, when we play South Sudan, I don't know who it would be. We might sit LeBron. I don't know. At the end of the day, it may not happen, but you know what I'm saying. They're going to pick somebody to get less minutes or no minutes at all, and Tatum is up. That's all you can ask for.
Okay.
It just sounds weird, Skip, because you're talking about a guy who's all NBA, however many years, NBA champion recently.
He's tired. He's clearly tired.
It just feels weird.
He looked like that in the exhibition. He's clearly tired, Skip, when you play 10 months out of the year when everybody else been out the playoffs. I mean, he's
everybody ain't been out the playoffs. So
everybody on that team have.
No, that's not true.
So, Keyshawn, after the first couple of practice games, they were all playing like 18 minutes. You could just look down the stat sheet, and there was 18, 18, 18. And I said, it's going to change when the games start getting serious. It's going to change because somebody's going to be out of the rotation because you have to. You got to shorten your bench as you do in the NBA playoffs. And you said there's no way because these are superstars and they got to get some minutes.
Yeah, and guess what? He's going to get his minutes against South Sudan. So rather than do it like I said, 18, 18, 18, seemed like Steve Kerr is saying, you sit with me this week or this game, and the other guy will sit with me next game. That's what it seems like they're going to do with the rotation to me.
All right. I want you to step back from this and think about it. The best player on the best team, the championship team, did not play a second yesterday in the first game.
And the Finals MVP is not even on the team.
He's not on the team. That's a whole nother story that we will get to.
Damn.
Okay?
Damn.
All right. no matter what it was. Like, Jason has not looked great in the practice games, but to your point, maybe he's a little worn out. Maybe he just is, or maybe he doesn't fit in the flow of this team.
Win 62, 64 games, win a championship, played for 3 months, didn't even get a vacation, right to practice in Vegas.
So why would the coach say he playing next game then if it's such a conspiracy theory?
It ain't no conspiracy. He needed a rest, clearly to me.
Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I ain't saying that.
And my next question is, if he's going to play against South Sudan, is he going to play 5 minutes or 7 minutes?
I wouldn't mind if he sat the rest of the Olympics. Actually.
Well, see, now if you start talking about 5 and 7 minutes and stuff like that, now the conversation after the South Sudan game is going to be, what is this? That'll be the conversation.
Okay.
It is. He's tired from playing in the NBA championship.
That may be true.
Okay. But, Paul, you guys have been at me about Jason Tatum. He finally proved you can't take this away from him. He won a championship, and you're right. He did. You'll never take that away from that young man. But it's still a little up for grabs about who the best player on his own team is, because his teammate was the MVP of the conference finals and the MVP of the NBA finals.
Why wasn't he invited?
Are you saying, Skip,
A very good question.
that Jason Tatum is not good enough to play? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
It was a bad look for Jason Tatum, and it was kind of beneath his dignity because he's been first-team All-NBA for 3 straight years.
Okay, so if the man is telling you he's playing 10 players and it's tough to get 10 in 40 minutes, if he took, I don't know, give me a name, Drew Holiday. If he took Drew Holiday and didn't play Drew Holiday, would that be a bad look for Drew?
Derek White.
Derek White played.
But Derek White played.
Derek played
He's
quite
not,
a bit.
I'm
right?
sure it's something. It was a conversation like, man, I really could use a break.
Derek White
I'm
played
pretty sure,
16 minutes.
Yeah, Derek White played. You telling me they can't play the same?
Yeah.
They play the same position. I mean, he could play. Tatum
Yeah,
could
that's
play
what I'm saying. He ain't.
But he's tired, guys. Like,
Yeah.
like if Jason didn't play another game in the Olympics, I wouldn't take it for nothing. I'd be like, you know what? Out of everybody on there, he probably needs the rest. And you think he's pissed off though? He's just coming off a championship. He just signed a brand new deal.
Long as the
He in the
conversation is
Olympics.
such.
He happy to be a part of this. He's sitting over there like, man, I'm over here in Paris. I just signed a new deal. I got my family over here. I'm eating good food every night, and I got front row seats and locker room access to the dream team.
No.
You think I'm tripping?
Me too, though, Skip.
No.
On the low, the food part you can keep.
Paul Pierce, if in your prime you had been on an Olympic team, and for whatever reason the coach never put you in a game, especially the first game of group play, you would not like it.
Skip, I didn't go. You know what? The year 2008, we won a championship.
Yeah.
I was Finals MVP. I didn't want to go to the Olympics. I was tired.
Okay, all right.
I could have went. I didn't go because
now
I was
you regret
tired.
it, right?
Yeah, I do regret it.
Burning the candle on both ends, yeah, you would have been
I was
tired.
definitely I was tired. I was tired. I was tired. So, like, I understand if he doesn't play. Now, if I was sitting on the bench on the Olympics and I didn't play, but I felt a certain kind of way about it, I'd be like, man, I'm going to put it all in perspective. I just won. I just signed the biggest deal in NBA history.
But he's not playing because he's not good.
It's not because of his ability.
Think about the mentality. I'll put you on that seat.
Okay.
The end of the bench, and you don't get up off the bench.
I'm not tripping. I got a free trip to Paris.
Jason Tatum, wait a second. Since he was, I don't know, 8 years old, he was the best player by far. Maybe 5 years old, he was the best player. He's never not started a game, so he doesn't even start, and he's been a starter his whole life because that was like,
so you saying this is his first DNP of his life?
What's the communication? But what's the communication like, Skip? If you're communicating with me, we can tangle. But if you are just not communicating with me and walking up and down the communication and we don't have an issue.
But he's not gonna sit here and tell us to the media like, oh yeah, I just want the rest him. He didn't want to play like he needed a break. He's just saying, oh, you know, the political way to go about it. You know, so he'll play next game. So why is it like he's already announced he's playing next game?
Think about Jason Tatum sitting down on the end of the bench and the clock is ticking and you're looking up.
Well, there was reports that he came out and didn't even warm up.
On international television.
It was
not going in?
Well, it was reported that he came in, Skip, that he didn't warm up. He walked in and just sat on the bench.
But they had already told him it was all matchup driven, because if you're sitting up and you're telling the press that it's matchup driven And now against South Sudan, you're going to play with wings, and you need long wings like Jason to be able to defend on the offensive end, be able to score, where you wanted to go big against Serbia because they was bigs. If you're telling that story,